In this lesson, we're going to look at some of the indications of malware attacks. Now, your understanding of the various indicators of malware attacks is going to be essential as you progress in your career as a cybersecurity professional. By recognizing the signs of a malware attack early on, you can better mitigate the damage that these attacks may cause to your systems. Now, there are 9 common indicators of malware attacks that you should be aware of, including account lockouts, concurrent session utilization, blocked content, impossible travel, resource consumption, resource inaccessibility, out-of-cycle logging, missing logs, and published or documented attacks. Let's take a quick look at each of these different types of indications. First, we have account lockouts. Now, malware, especially those designed for credential theft or brute force attacks, will trigger multiple failed login attempts that could result in a user's account being locked out. These lockouts aren't merely an inconvenience, though, they are a bright red flag that somebody is trying to break into your network. If you suddenly see a lot of your users cannot access their accounts anymore despite not entering an incorrect password, or if there's an unusual surge in locked accounts across your enterprise network, this could be a good indication of a malware attack that's underway. Second, we have concurrent session utilization. Now, our users should typically only have one active session at any given time inside of our network. If you notice that a single user account has multiple simultaneous or concurrent sessions open, especially from various geographic locations, this should really be a cause for concern and suspicion. Seeing concurrent session utilization may be a good indication that some kind of malware has hijacked the user's account and is now using it for their own malicious activities. Third, we have blocked content. Modern cybersecurity tools are usually going to be equipped with the ability to block known malicious content, such as certain types of files or links. If there's a sudden increase in the amount of blocked content alerts you're seeing from your security tools, this is a strong indication that a malware infection may have successfully penetrated your system. Fourth, we have impossible travel. Now, impossible travel refers to a scenario where a user's account is accessed from 2 or more geographically separated locations in an impossibly short period of time. For example, I just logged into my system from Orlando, Florida about 10 minutes ago. Now, if you see right now that I'm trying to log in from New York City, this would be considered impossible travel because it takes more than 10 minutes to fly from Orlando to New York. It takes about 3 hours. Usually, if we see impossible travel, this is an indication that a user's account has been compromised, and it's often due to some kind of malicious activity or as an aftermath of a successful malware attack that was able to harvest your user's credentials like their username and password. Fifth, we have resource consumption. Now, many forms of malware, especially crypto miners, botnets, and worms, can consume a significant amount of system resources once you've been infected by them. If you're observing any unusual spikes in CPU, memory, or network bandwidth utilization that can't be linked back to a legitimate task, that could be an indication that you're the victim of a malware attack. High resource consumption can also lead to system slowdowns that make it very noticeable and impactful that you have a malware injection occurring. Sixth, we have resource inaccessibility. Now, ransomware is a form of malware that encrypts user files to make them inaccessible to the user. If you have a large number of files or critical systems that are suddenly inaccessible to you, or if users receive messages demanding payment to decrypt their data, this is a pretty clear sign of a ransomware-based malware attack. Seventh, we have out-of-cycle logging. Now, logs are crucial for understanding our systems and their various activities. If you're noticing that your logs are being generated at odd hours or during times when no legitimate activities should have been taking place, such as in the middle of the night when no employees are actively working, this could be an indication that you're the victim of a malware attack. This kind of out-of-cycle logging could reveal that unauthorized data transfers or system modifications are being conducted by an attacker, so it's important to review your logs regularly to detect these types of infections. Eighth, we have missing logs. Now, missing logs can be a very alarming sign for us as cybersecurity professionals. Often, we're going to see that a threat actor or attacker will delete your system logs in order to hide their own tracks after successfully breaching your system. So, if you're conducting a log review as a cybersecurity analyst and you see there's a large gap in your logs, or if the logs have been cleared out completely without any authorized reason, this could be a good indication that you are the victim of some kind of malicious activity or malware attack, and this means somebody's trying to cover their tracks. Ninth and finally, we have published and documented attacks. Now, this one is pretty obvious, but if a cybersecurity researcher or reporter publishes a report that shows that your organization's network has been infected as part of a botnet or other malware-based attack, this will serve as your notice that you've been attacked. Now, hopefully, your organization has well-trained cybersecurity professionals who will know that you've been the victim of a malware infection before you read about it on the cover of the New York Times. But if you don't, this is the final way that you will know that you are the victim of a malware attack because it's sitting there right on the front page of the newspaper. So remember, you must first recognize the indications of malware attacks if you have any hope of responding against them. While some indications are pretty overt and in your face, like a ransom demand from ransomware or an article being published on the front page of the New York Times, Others can be much more subtle and require more in-depth and careful observation, like unusual resource consumption or unexpected account lockouts. By regularly monitoring your system's health, user activities, and logs, you're going to be in a much stronger position to promptly detect and respond to any malware threats that may occur against your systems.